Hey.
Isn't that Charlotte?
I see. So you believe that this warning letter was sent by the Phantom Weasel?
Absolutely. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Phantom Weasel never acts as you expect. He must have faked his own death 10 years ago using a body double. Now that he's back, I'm sure the guards who worked on his case back in the day are in for a headache, but however this turns out in the end, the one thing it won't...
Couldn't agree more. As a journalist, I'm gonna get a lot of mileage out. Thank you, sir, for your time. Now, whom should I interview next? Huh? Hey! What a coincidence! Fancy meeting you here. Perfect timing. So, the Phantom Weasel's latest warning letter. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is the first time we're hearing of this.
Huh? Oh, sorry. Yes, this case is from a decade ago. I guess you wouldn't know. Well, not to worry. You're in good hands because I'm a professional. 10 or so years ago, a phantom thief became active in the court of Fontaine. Known only as the Weasel. Nobody knew his true identity, and the authorities never managed.
Wow, cool! He sounds like one of those...
Precisely. Well, except the part where they actually have a good reputation. Our Weasel targeted whatever people held dear. And he would just as soon steal a necklace from a rich merchant's safe as he would a toy doll given to a commoner child for their birthday. I know. The phantom thieves you read about in novels rob the rich to pay the poor. But this guy did not discriminate. Unsurprisingly, this didn't work wonders for his public reputation. Every man in his...
Yeesh. So,
not exactly. There's a good chance that the Weasel would still be at large to this day if it hadn't. A magician named Caesar fell to his death in a botched when the police went through his personal effects. They found a hoard of stolen loot and gadgets used for criminal activities. And sure enough, thefts in Fontaine went down after Caesar's death. But today, 10 years on, the notorious thief has once again issued one of his warnings. I had to squeeze through the crowd this morning to get a photo as soon as I heard. Here, it's...
So, this is the warning letter, huh? Let's see what he wrote. 3 days from now, when evening falls, I shall take from you that which you hold most dear at the
This is, without a doubt, a clear declaration of criminal intent. After what once seemed like an open and shut case has been blown wide open again. But why has he reemerged now? And what does he want? I sense...
Uh-oh. If this thief will steal anything that other people value, does that mean even we might be targeted? Aww. But Paimon doesn't want to get kidnapped.
Okay, the people have spoken. It's clear that the public are very concerned about the Phantom Weasel's... Let's see, I've got a photo of the letter, my interview notes. Yep, that should be enough to form the skeleton of my article. It does feel like something exclusive. Who should I interview next? I need someone with a more concrete connection to the Weasel. Is that who I think it is?
Lenny!
Magic, magician, Caesar, the Phantom Weasel! That's it! Let's go interview Lenny! You see, the original Phantom Thief Caesar was a magician too! And what do Phantom Thieves and magicians have in common? They both have...
Are you serious?
Well, relax! My journalistic instinct tells me that an exclusive news story is beckoning. Wow,
Wow, Mr. Magician! How did you know which card I picked?
Oh, it's simple. Come closer and I'll let you in on my secret. Magicians have a special skill called telepathy, which means we can read other people's minds.
Really? Then, what am I thinking now?
Well, first you need to relax, because I can see that you're clenching your fist in your mind, as if to say, no, I mustn't let him guess it.
Aww.
And now you're getting a little flustered. You're trying to find a way to empty your mind, to think of nothing at all. But the more you try to hide a secret, the easier it'll come out. You snuck out from home today, didn't you? You told your family a little lie so you could come out and play. Now, that's not a good habit.
You can tell? Oh boy.
Of course. Oh, and that's the end of my performance. You should really be heading home. Remember to...
All right, got it. Bye, Mr. Magician.
Hey, Linny?
Why, hello. We meet again. Are you looking for me? What's the situation?
Well, why don't you guess, Mr.
Oh, please. You didn't believe that spiel, did you? The power of
I'm sure that child would beg to differ. Seemed like you were right.
That was nothing more than a little trickery. I made an educated guess based on his That, plus the fact that he was the only kid here without his parents, and he looked as guilty as sin. He made it easy for me. You guys, on the other hand...
Wow, got it in one!
Wait, really? No, his warning letter's been the talk of the town, so I figured that maybe you were asking...
Bingo! I plan on writing a column reporting on the latest news. So, Linny, what are your thoughts on this infamous thief's reappearance?
Angry?
You read his letter, right? The Phantom Weasel claims he's planning something in 3 nights' time at the Opera House.
Wait a minute, you don't think he's a...
Well, if he is, then his warning is clearly a direct challenge. And if he's not, then it's still going... The mere mention of the Weasel's name is enough to scare people off. So once the contents of that letter get out, barely any... But I've been preparing for this for a long time. I'm not about to let him ruin my big day. This leaves me with only one choice.
Really? So what you're saying is, we might get to see a live duel between a famous magician and an infamous thief?
To be honest, I'm not sure if I'll emerge the victor. The Phantom Weasel is a notorious crook.
You're being far too modest, Linny. I think your magic tricks are even more inscrutable.
Thanks for the compliment, though I have to say, I don't care much. A lot of people liken magicians to thieves because we both have the ability to make things disappear without the person noticing. But there's Allow me to demonstrate with a quick magic trick. Here, I have a flower, just an ordinary flower that was picked not long ago. Watch it carefully now. 3, 2, 1.
It's gone!
That's the question. Where did it go? Therein lies the difference between us. Thieves make precious things disappear, but only magicians make them reappear. If I could now invite you all to check your clothes, there might be a
surprise? Let me see! It's right there! But how?
What an outstanding trick! Sorry, Linny, it seems that my previous praise was woeful.
Don't worry, I didn't take offense. I just wanted to take the opportunity to perhaps change some of the preconceived notions. Since Caesar's death, a lot of people associate magicians with criminality.
I can imagine. Coming back to your trick just now, might I presume that you are well versed in floral symbolism? For example, magicians often use rainbow roses in their flower-related performances to represent passion and but you used a Lumidu spell, which, if I'm not mistaken, allude to separations. I'm curious to know if there was any deeper...
Impressive knowledge. It's no wonder you're such a successful journalist. But I'm afraid I don't know the first thing about floral symbolism. It sounds like something I should look into, though. I'll buy myself a copy of Fontaine's Floral Language Facts when I have some time.
Well noted. In that case, this brings us to the end of our interview. I, for one, am looking forward to the final show. Please feel free to get in touch to update me on any further developments. Otherwise, I will of course see you at your show in 3 days' time. But if there's nothing else, I'll be off. You've given me lots to work with here, and I've got no time to lose if I want to write that exclusive piece.
So, Lenny, are you gonna tell us how you did that
I'm afraid that's...
Aww. Well, magicians are entitled... You feel it too, right? So itchy!
Not so itchy, then. Well, since you're so concerned, how would you like to serve as my temporary
Magician's assistants? Oh, that sounds fun! Assistants are technically magicians, too! Also, it'll bring us one step closer to figuring out how that darn trick is done! Shall we go for it?
The first thing we need to look into is who Caesar really was. If he truly was the Phantom Weasel, that means that the weasel is dead, and whoever wrote this warning letter is just a copycat criminal. But if he wasn't the weasel? Well, that'll make things more interesting. It would mean that the weasel lives, and he's been laying... And if we're investigating Caesar, his fiancée Gemma is a good place to start. We should make a move. Let's go...
Dot, nanti dilanjut lagi, Dot.
You took your time.
Sorry, I bumped into the Traveler and Charlotte en route, and we ended up chatting for a while.
It's been a while, Annette! We're working as Lenny's temporary assistants in the investigation of the Phantom Weasel.
Thank you. It's good to have you helping.
So, what's the situation? Have you seen Gemma?
Nope. I've been here a while, and she still hasn't shown up.
How bizarre. Maybe it was bad intel. Well, we won't get anywhere by standing around waiting. Traveler, Excuse me, good sir.
Gemma? You mean Caesar's fiancée?
I'm just trying to get a hold of her because I need her help with something. I heard she comes here a lot.
Yeah, she does. Poor thing. It's no secret why either. She's heartsick. Ever since Caesar passed away, she's been coming here once every week to clean his grave. Often she just sits there in front of his headstone, lost in thought. Sometimes she talks to herself. I asked her what she was doing once. She said she wanted to speak to him again. She knows he's gone and can't hear her from the grave, but she just likes to spend time.
And she's been doing this ever since Caesar passed away?
I'll bet. Caesar's reputation fell apart after his identity was revealed, so no one else visits his grave. Gemma's the only one who still thinks about him after all these years. I don't know if the mind lives on in the waters after death, but if it does, I'm sure Caesar must be grateful to have someone who remembers him fondly. If I'm honest, I think this is all so unfair to poor Gemma. Her fiancé was a low-life crook. Anyway, all of that said, she's running later than usual today. Normally, she'd be sitting in front of his... Well, that's everything I know, I'm afraid. You might have...
All right, well, thanks for sharing all of this with us. We'll keep asking.
You're welcome.
Did you hear the news? They're saying the Phantom Weasel's back.
You're kidding. Wait, isn't he dead?
I don't know anymore. All sorts of news flying around nowadays. But what if, just hypothetically, I mean, what if this...
Called it. Seriously, 10 years ago, on the day it all went down, I said to myself, you know what? This guy's been set up. The Caesar...
Oh, please. Weren't you the one cursing his name to high heaven when the police announced the news? You were all, oh, that gosh darn loud...
Wait, did I say that? I don't seem to recall.
Hello there. Sorry for disturbing you, but I couldn't help but notice we're actually quite interested in this topic as well, but we're struggling to get to the bottom of it. Do you think you could spare a moment to tell us a little bit?
You've come to the right people. Yep, I was there. Back when Caesar used to... He was a great magician. The best trick I ever saw him do was pop a transparent balloon, only for a whole bunch of doves to fly. I was right up close and didn't blink or look away once. But for the life of me, I still don't have the faintest clue how...
I saw him perform too. He always used to bring some gifts along for the kids who came to watch his show, and he'd hand them out after he was done. Sometimes, he even got the kids to write their wishes down, and then he'd make the items on the wish list.
He doesn't...
But after he died, there were also rumors that he used the wish list to find out what was precious to people. As I'm sure you know, the Phantom Weasel would steal just about anything.
Whatever the case, now that the Weasel is back, Caesar's become a... I bet Gemma must be pleased. If Caesar's name gets cleared, maybe it'll finally give her some solace. No, speak of the devil. That's her over there. If you've got any more questions about Caesar, she's definitely the one.
So that's Gemma. Is it just Paimon or wait, it looks like she's injured. Hi there.
Who's asking?
Don't be afraid, we mean no harm. It looks like you're injured.
Thanks for your concern. But you didn't answer my
My name is Linny, and this is my sister Lynette.
My name's Paimon, and this here's the Traveler. We're investigating
The Weasel posted a warning letter this morning. If he still lives, that means that you knew Caesar better than anyone else. So if you're willing, we'd love to hear what you think about him. I promise you can trust us. We won't hurt you. In fact, we'll do all... I suspected as much. Okay, so going back 10 years, do you remember anything strange in the weeks leading up to the accident?
No.
Got it. All right.
If you don't have any more questions, please leave. I want to be...
Judging by the look on her face, there's definitely something fishy about her.
She's lying. She definitely knows something.
That's fair. We're just a bunch of strangers who showed up and started questioning her about things that happened a whole decade ago. It makes sense that she'd be wary around us. In any case, I doubt we'll get any further here, so let's call it a day. Meet me outside Hotel de Boer tomorrow, and then we'll start the next step of our plan.